Hey, everybody. Welcome back. Wow. You see what's going on in Canada, do you? The way these people are being treated, what these policy officers are doing to these peaceful protesters. Lord have mercy. This is just this is just sick. The evil perversion that's happening in this world is beyond description. The depth of the evil is beyond description. What's it going to take for y'all to wake up and realize what's going on? How many people have to die? How many people have to be trampled? How many people have to be burdened? How many families have to be destroyed? How many businesses have to be ruined? What's it going to take? Now, Americans, I'm pleading with you. Do not make the same mistake that they've made in Canada. Do not make the same mistake. American truckers, I'm pleading with you. Do not protest the enemy. Don't do it. What's it going to get you? You can go there, you're going to block roads, you're going to honk your horns, you're going to celebrate. For what? So they can bring the tyranny down on you. You're not being productive. You're not making money. People are getting hurt. There's one way to fix this. There's only one way that I see. That's dealing with your sheriff. The sheriff is the highest law enforcement officer on the land. We have to deal with the sheriff. And this is what we're doing here in Michigan. People, share my videos with the truckers. A lot of these truckers aren't on CBs anymore. They're on their cell phones. I think a lot of the long haulers still use a CB. You guys got to be talking. You got to be communicating amongst yourselves. You got to realize that the sheriff is our key to law enforcement. Hi, Susan. How's Susan this morning? Still nighttime over there for you. Holler a lot. Trampled by horses, beat up, property damaged, but no change. Yeah. We need law enforcement, people. Got to have law enforcement. That's what your sheriff is elected for. He swears an oath to the Constitution to protect you, to protect your family, to protect your loved ones, to protect your brothers and your sisters. And what does he do? He spends all his time in the administrative process, a legal process, a bylaw process that trespasses upon us day in and day out because he doesn't know his job, because he gets advised by the enemy, the criminal element known as the bar. Criminals. All these prosecuting attorneys, are trespassing upon us. They lie, they cheat, they steal, they rob us blind. They've got us walking around wondering, what are we going to do? Well, not all of us. Some of us are awake to the reality of the situation, that the sheriff is the key to law enforcement. A lot of these sheriffs want to be law enforcers, but they don't know what to do. They don't know what to do because we have been so dumbed down and the system is so corrupt. It is so evil. It is so wrong. And when a good man wants to stand up and realizes he's going to get crushed, he's going to lose his job, he's going to lose his income, he's not going to be able to take care of his family. So what does he do? Be a spineless weasel and keep on trespassing upon us. It's over. We're not going to stand for it anymore. Now, here in Michigan, we have 2 sheriff's departments that I've held court with. What court? Open court, the highest court, a court of law, not a court of fiction, an administrative court of assumptions and presumptions that trespasses upon you day in and day out. These sheriffs have their bailiffs in these administrative courts. That's treason. Pure and simple treason. And I believe some of these sheriffs don't have a clue. I believe a lot of them do have a clue. But they got their backs up against the wall. Sheriffs, we got your back if you got ours. Now, here in Michigan, we're getting ready to launch the Constitutional Accountability Committee, along with the People's Bureau of Investigation, that's going to serve my lawsuit on the remaining 81 sheriffs and undersheriffs. Not the departments, the man. That's right. And we're forming our assemblies. And from our assemblies come our grand juries. And these are grand juries of the people, not administrative grand juries in clown court, in fiction world, where they do nothing except prop each other up so they can keep trespassing upon you. Americans, you have rights. Stand on them. Don't be foolish. Use your power. Why? Drive all the way across the country to the Capitol building to protest the enemy. Take the enemy out. Use law enforcement. That's your tool. I'll take a look at the comments here. We got a couple of comments. See who's joined in. Tabiv, back with the VYM, FYI. What are you all about? Wellness path for me. The bar is beholden to the politicians, and they swore their allegiance to the money, power, royal, and banking families. The bar members are not aligned with American values. My understanding is that they have oath. Their number 1 allegiance is to the bar. Their number 2 allegiance is to the law. of legal ease of trespassing upon Americans in America. They trespass upon free people all across the world. The bar has got to go down. They are the enemy of the people. Now, I've been calling them British agents. I don't want to, what's the word I want? There's a lot of good British people. Britain's been a great ally to America. These bar members are criminals. That's what they are. The Bar Association, a private member association, not authorized by government, has infiltrated our judicial system, has infiltrated our legislative system, has infiltrated virtually every institution across the world. Vanguard and BlackRock own everything, and they have company sharing, so they might as well just be one company. Don't believe me? Check it out. Don't trust me? Check it out for yourself. Vanguard and BlackRock own everything. You think you got a choice? You're going to go to this store, you're going to go to that store, you're going to use this service, you're going to use that service. You're using a service that is owned and controlled by the enemy. That's a fact. We need law enforcement. When we get this Constitutional Accountability Committee out on the road, we're going to be looking to recruit our sheriffs. We're going to be looking to align with our sheriffs. We're going to be looking to educate our sheriffs. Remind them of their oath. Remind them of what we pay them for. Not to be trespassing upon us, working with the enemy in an administrative process. Truckers, you got to get this in your head. Protesting the enemy is futile. Look at what's happening in Canada. They have brought the tyrants out in force. They have horses trampling the people. They're beating the people. They're kicking the people. They're busting the windows on their vehicles. Those truckers' trucks are their homes. They're invading their homes. They're dragging them out of their homes. They steal their fuel. They steal their food. They threaten and oppress. How can these men even go home and sleep at night? We have to deal with the sheriff. You have got to share this message widely, repeatedly, over and over and over. I'm trying to make this happen as fast as I can. We're raising money. Please support us. And thank you for all who have. Thank you all who watch my videos, who comment. You're brave enough to comment. For months and months and months, no comments because of fear. I'm seeing comments now. Months and months and months, no thumbs up. We're getting thumbs up now. But what about the money? Most of the donations have come from outside of America. Americans, what are you thinking? It's time to get up. It's time to stand up and deal with your sheriff. One man. None of them are in their seats lawfully because they're not doing their job. Sheriff Mack is a gatekeeper. All you constitutional sheriffs and Sheriff Mack's posse, you're being deceived. You're being lied to. You are being cheated. I got a message come in here. Let's see what this is. I asked Josh Eddy to come on and talk. He's not in the chat right now. This might be him. Oh, no, it's not. Let's see. Huh. Well, it's a message somebody wanted me to say or not say something. But I speak the truth. And the truth is that the money that's been supporting us is not coming from Americans because of fear, because you're afraid to support me, because I have so many targets on my back, because I went after the DEA and won. We need grand juries and law enforcement to hold these treasonous rats accountable. I went after the United States Patent and Trademark Office and won. Where's the law enforcement? Where's the grand juries? You got people forming assemblies all across this country. And they get their assemblies formed and they get their grand juries and they hold court and there's no law enforcement. It's backwards. We got to deal with the sheriff. Once we deal with the sheriff, the grand juries will come naturally because the sheriff is going to have to convene a grand jury. It's just that simple. You get one sheriff to arrest one governor, and he's got to convene a grand jury because we don't go to the attorney general way down there in the legislative branch, in the judicial branch. The sheriff is above the three equal branches of government. The sheriff makes an arrests the governor. Sheriff goes up to the grand jury of we the people. You don't have a grand jury in your land jurisdiction, it's a sheriff's job to make it happen. Sheriff will go and have a meeting with the mayor. Say, Mayor, we got to form a grand jury. You get a grand jury formed, you got an assembly. You see how easy that is? It's just that easy. Now it just shames me. The spinelessness, the fear. Put your head in the sand and then jump in your trucks and drive across the country to protest the enemy. It's just not the right thing to do. Take a look at Canada. Look at what's going on over there. Look at all the money that's been spent. And look at all the support these truckers got. You don't think we're going to get support once we start showing you how it's done? We're going to have all the support. People want their freedom. People want their liberty. People want their lives back. They want they want to be prosperous. They want to be fruitful. They want to have free time. They don't want to be living in fear all the time. They want good health. Our health system is an evil system that just keeps us sick and broke and eats away at our time, eats away at our lives. The medical system, the dental system here in America is evil. Private member associations, they got to go. They absolutely got to go. The bar has got to go. Now, I took a position in an open court of record as executive manager for Michigan. How'd you do that, Ethan? Well, it was easy. It was a lot of very difficult times to get to that easy point. But after I served the Kalkaska County Sheriff with an order to arrest the governor and many others, including the prosecuting attorney of Kalkaska County, who boot scoot boogied. He's out there trying to enjoy his last few days of freedom before we catch up with him. The FBI comes in here and plays with Gretchen, creates his kidnapping plot. And you all are so afraid to give a comment, give a thumbs up, or donate $1 because you think the FBI is going to come get you. Well, they haven't come and got me because they can't. They can't come and get you either if you own your authority. Now, the Americans Notice of Liability that I created for you is free. It's on the services page of my website. I've been talking about it and talking about it. I'm going to keep talking about it. That's a document that you can own, that you can make your own in an open court of record. It's unrebutable. You take that document in, the best, you can use it for any trespass. Whether it's a medical trespass, it's a trespass from your employer, a trespass from your neighbor, a trespass from the grocery store. Any trespass, you got power with that document. You got all power if you own it. It's a maximum law. You can give up your rights. You want to give up your rights? You want to be a slave? Why? I don't think you do. But most of you don't know the difference. Most of you don't know that you don't have to be a slave. Most of you don't know you don't have to be tricked. Your whole life you've been told, oh, you got a problem? You need an attorney. That's the enemy. So let's rephrase that. Oh, you got a problem? Oh, well, go talk with the enemy. Go ask the enemy to help you. Go ask the enemy to help you. Does that make sense to you? What are you talking about, Ethan? It's a fiction world where they use assumptions and presumptions to trespass upon you. I'm pleading with you truckers. Don't do it. Don't make the same mistake they made in Canada. For far less effort, far less money, far less time, we can deal with the sheriffs. They put their pants on the same way we do. They live in fear the same way we do. And the same with these bylaw officers. We got videos out serving sheriffs, serving bylaw officers, and they're afraid. They're afraid. Put the fear of the Lord in these men. Stand up for your rights. Don't go honking. Don't go blocking roads. Stand up. Walk into their lobby, under their audio, their video, and serve them. You tell them, you order them to contact all the bylaw police in the county. You tell them that sheriff is to order them to end the road piracy, to end the trespass. Sheriffs, if you got our back, we got your back. But if you don't have our back, here's what's going to happen. What's going to happen to Sheriff Darleaf and Jason Sixberry? What's going to happen to Sheriff Pat Whiteford and his under Sheriff Wagner? Constitutional Accountability Committee is going to visit those sheriff's departments too. And when they go in there to post the assembly join-up sheets and the grand jury pool join-up sheets, they're going to be posting the court cases of those sheriffs and undersheriffs in their departments. We're going to be putting wanted posters, dead or alive. Treasonous rats, dead or alive. Gretchen Whitmer, Pat Whiteford, is Under Sheriff Wagner, Darleaf, Jason Sixberry. Sheriffs, if that's what you want, you're going to get it. I don't think that's what you want. But we have had it. We have had it with the brutality. We've had it. We're not going to take it anymore. It's over. We're going to abrogate the bar out of Michigan. We're going to abrogate the American Medical Association and the American Dental Association because they're evil. And it's got to stop. So share this message. Share my other videos. Share the videos of people like Josh Eddy, who goes in and serves his sheriff, serves the school board. And when the school board sends a bylaw officer out there with a threat and papers, and Josh Eddy serves that bylaw officer, watch him drop the papers. That guy's petrified. And watch him run. He can't get to his car fast enough. Josh tells his friend to call the sheriff. Get the sheriff over here. Orders that bylaw officer to wait for the sheriff to come and administer him. That guy couldn't get out of there fast enough. See, they live in fear too. They're afraid of paper. Oh, they got their bulletproof vest on. Oh, they got their radios. They got their guns. They got their handcuffs, their batons, their spray, their tasers, their cruisers with their shotguns. You put a piece of paper in front of them, watch them crumble. Spineless. We need men. We need real men in law enforcement, protecting we the people. And we're going to be dealing with all the remaining 81 sheriff's departments in Michigan. And you're going to see some action. We're going to find out who's with us and who's against us. And those that are with us, they got our support 100%. I'm expanding the sheriff's jurisdiction statewide. Why? Because you get a sheriff that wants to arrest, say, like the governor. Here in Michigan, there's only one county sheriff that's going to arrest the governor, unless a governor's traveling outside the county. And the sheriff in that other county knows about it and has an order for arrest and detention and containment to hold them over for the grand jury. And in some of these cases, we've already held court. So the grand jury is just going to need to know what the testimony is so that they can create swift justice. I'm watching what's going on over there in Canada. I've been watching it day after day, week after week. American truckers, do not make that mistake. Do not repeat it. I'm begging with you. I'm pleading with you. Because I love you. And I love your families. I love all my brothers and sisters. Let's do what's effective. Let's deal with our sheriff's departments. People, share this message. Share it, share it, share it, and repeat. and don't stop. Where are my wrenches? Good gracious. And get these trolls. I can't say it enough, people. You got to deal with the sheriff. Sheriff can arrest anyone. Highest law enforcement officer on the land. Their primary duty is peace officer. They spend all their time having their deputies trespass upon us. And when we need them, where are they? Nowhere to be found. And we keep paying them for this? So you're chasing surety bonds? What's that going to do? Going to put a little bit of money in your pocket? They're just going to replace that treasonous rat with another treasonous rat, and it just goes on and on and on. I think we also got to start dealing with the county commissioners. County commissioners and the sheriffs. It's just that simple. You deal with your sheriff, you get law and order. We got a lot of arresting to do. A lot. We got Nuremberg Code violations. We got treason happening left and right, right and left, up and down. And what are you going to do? Drive across the country, park, and honk. To the enemy, for crying out loud. Come on, people. All that money. All that time. And look at what's happening in Canada. They're bringing out the horses and trampling the people. They are dragging people down to the ground and kicking them and stomping them and hitting them with clubs. They're breaking bones. They're breaking skin. They're not going to break my spirit. Don't let them break yours. Now, every one of these sheriffs in Michigan can be replaced. Just like every sheriff across this great country. They can all be replaced. They don't have a power that we don't have. They can put you behind bars. We can put them behind bars. How can they have a power that we don't have? We have all the power. You just need to own it. That Americans Notice of Liability is a powerful document. Every truck driver should have one for what they're doing. Every American should have one and learn how to stand on your rights. And it's free. It's absolutely free. And all you have to do to make it your own is put in your information. Where it says your name here, where it's yellow highlighted and says your name here, backspace that out, put your name there. Make sure the month is correct. I've been updating it every month. Right now it says February. We get to the end of the month, I'm going to go in and I'm going to take it down and I'll edit it and I'll re-upload it. It'll say March. You're still going to have to put the date in there. The date that you visit your notary public, and that document is worded so that that notary public is going to represent as a notary insurance certificate. This is an open court of record. It's your testimony. It's unrebutable. Own it and deal with your sheriff. Set yourself free, people. Enough is enough is enough is enough. And that is not proper description. It is beyond. what we can tolerate, beyond what we should tolerate. You don't care about yourself? What about your children? What about your mother? What about your grandmother? What about your sister? I'm talking directly to the men. I'm so sick and tired of seeing women doing a man's job. Women attending these meetings. Women serving notice. Women protesting. Men, I'm talking to you. It's our time now to be a man, to be the alpha male, to protect the women and the children. You got to protect the women and the children. And while you're sitting there playing video games on your phone, drinking beer and eating pizza, it's the women and the children that are doing the work. I see it day after day, week after week, month after month. I'm not saying that men aren't participating, but the women, from my view, are far more active in this than the men. And it's a sin. It's an absolute sin. It's our job, men, to be the protectors. It's our job to be the providers. It's our job to hold the family unit together. This whole system is set up to destroy the family unit, to emasculate us men, to have us in so much fear that we're paralyzed because we're brainwashed to think that we have no power. We have all the power. Watch the videos. Watch these sheriffs and these bylaw officers quake when you put a piece of paper in front of them. Oh, yeah, they get up, they put on their bulletproof vest, they put on their gun, they get their radio, they get their camera, they get their stomping boots on, they got their billy clubs, they got their cruisers with the flashing lights. Oh, yeah, they're tough. You put a piece of paper in front of them, watch that man crumble. You know why? Because they see what happens in court. They see what happens in these clown courts. Well, I'm here to tell you, you're afraid to go into a clown court? You'll be petrified to go into the people's court because it's swift justice. Trials don't last weeks and months and years. No, days. That's it. Days. And law is harsh, yet that's the law. Some will die so that the many can survive. So, truckers, take a look at what's happening in Canada. Watch my videos and watch what happens when you put a piece of paper in front of one of these bylaw officers or one of these law enforcement officers. They quake. They're spineless. We need our law enforcement officers to have a spine. And many of them do. And many of them are going to stand right up and say, "Thank you, Mr. Dean. Thank you, Americans. I want this change," is what they're going to tell you. Thank you for coming and help me out of this situation I'm in. Sheriff Darleaf told me that, I don't know what point in his career, he's out there at night, there's no traffic on the road, but he's sitting there waiting for a speeder, and he gets one. And he writes a ticket. And as he's walking back to his car, the man that he gave a ticket to apparently leans out the window, waving the ticket, saying, "There's nobody on the road. What did you accomplish?" And Darleaf says, I went home. I couldn't sleep that night. I said to him, "Well, good. I'm glad you're on board." "Oh, no. He can't sleep at night for giving somebody a ticket, but he'll put you in prison for marijuana. He'll put you in those clown courts and let these parasites rob you blind and let them administer you when you have every right to never be administered." So please, truckers, realize protesting the enemy is futile. Watch the videos. All right. I'm just going to keep repeating myself and repeating myself. I've said enough. We're 41 minutes. The bar is the enemy. The bar member attorneys are the enemy. The prosecuting attorneys are the enemies. Understand that and deal with it. All right? Share this video. Share the videos where we got Americans standing up and serving these bylaw officers, and watch the fear when you put a piece of paper in front of them. All right. I love y'all. I want you to be free. I want you to be healthy. I want you to not be living in fear. I want you to own your authority. That notice of liability is cheap as free. It's on the services page of the website, the description, the link. It's not a live link, but the email, the website address is always in the description. All right. Give a thumbs up. Give a comment. Share. If you got $1, send $1. If you got $100, send $100. If you're a big donor, send the money over. Let's get this done. Let's set America free. Let's put an end to this tyranny. Let's hold our servants to account. All right, everybody. Much love. I'll be back soon.